to the show. H-bomb in the lab, cook it, feel on screen. Zesty vibes loud, turn cringe to a meme. All your filters off, it's a wild reveal. One edit from me and the fiction gets real. Zesty Phil.
I noticed some of you have not subscribed to our channel yet. Please remember to hit that subscribe button if you like our videos.
Play that tape.
If you missed out earlier today, if you didn't see the podcast yet, so what's going on is Asmongold, the very popular streamer, has expressed some interest in doing a stream with me this week. Okay, I'm just basically waiting to hear back from him on when. Because I told him I was available tomorrow and Tuesday during the time frame when normally I would do a podcast, but he hasn't responded yet. So until I hear back from him on exactly when he wants to do it, it's a maybe. It may or may not happen this week. On his streams, apparently, he's saying he wants to do it, but he hasn't locked it in with me yet. So I'm just waiting for an answer. If he answers and says, hey, I want to do it tomorrow or Tuesday, I'll probably just drop everything and do it. We'll see. Let's see what happens, okay? So I don't know. So that's what I mean. The schedule can change this week, depending on what happens. We'll see. He said it's happening this week. Though, I don't know, he hasn't said that to me. Like, last night, I messaged him back and I offered him, 2 dates. I said either, Monday or Tuesday would be perfect for my schedule. But he hasn't responded yet. To be frank, I think Tuesday would be perfect because now tomorrow it's kind of like people are already expecting Pokemon. So if he said, yeah, let's do it Tuesday, I'd be 100% down. I could promote it a big, get hyped up, everyone would be talking about it. But we'll see. We'll see what he wants to do. If he wants to do it later in the week, we can do it later in the week too, but you figure the sooner the better, right? People want this to happen. So, anyway, so we'll see what happens this week, okay? Otherwise, it's going to be a chill week of good autumn fun regardless. So, good stuff? Am I nervous that Asmon would bring up toxic shit? No. What do you mean nervous? Nervous about what? The same shit that we've talked about 5 zillion effing times at this point? There's nothing else. There's, you beg too much. Okay, you play WWE Champion, you spend a lot of money on it. Okay, let's see. What else do we bring up from 100 years? You used to say racist things in your commentary. Yeah, like 15 years ago. Okay, what else? I really don't care. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit. It's all the same stuff. It's always the same. It never changes. It's always the same stuff every single time. So why would I be giving a shit about what gets brought up? My hair is all screwed up from wearing the headphones. I could see that my hair is not even at all, like half flattened when wearing the headphones. What? Do I feel like wearing designer sweaters earlier in the week? Set the bar too high? Now that I'm in a normal sweatshirt, it seems rough. This is a Izod sweatshirt. This is actually a name brand sweatshirt. Hey, it looks like a sweatshirt, but that's the Izod symbol right there. It's a nice one. I have a good variety of stuff. I have better sweaters. I have regular sweatshirts. I have button-down shirts. I have flannel shirts. I have all kinds of stuff for this time of year. Like I said, I actually want to go in and buy more. I want to get some more for this year because I don't have anything new from this year. You know, it's all last year's stuff. But I haven't had a chance. I'm probably not going to get to the stores for a few weeks. New goals at 300 now. What are you talking about? Mods are asleep. Oh no, it's a type from earlier. Let me fix that. Hypo. There we go. No, the goal is not. The goal is 150 as always. And let's see what happens. How long can Truck Sim stay in the schedule and stay in the rotation? Remember, every week we hit it, I continue it. I'm shocked we're here in the middle of November. Can we get to 2026? Honestly, my money is that this is going to die out before the end of the year. That's my money, but I'm wrong a lot. I never thought it would get this far, but every week I see it's a little bit more struggle to get viewership. It's a little bit more struggle to get the support. So, I don't know. Bookwell just did 500 kicks over on Kickies. I can't wait for Asmongold interview and ATS for the win. Well, it's very interesting because honestly, I don't know what he wants to talk about. Like, all I know is he's watching my detractor content. He's publicly stated, he says, I watch a lot of DSP detractor content. Okay. So he's probably going to ask about, like, all the shit that they just regurgitate on a daily basis. Most of the stuff they talk about, I don't even know what it is. I'm serious. A billion memes and shit that they have, I don't know what they are. So he might ask me a question, be like, I actually don't know what they're referencing. I don't know. I will pay attention. I watch 0 DSP detractor videos. 0. There's apparently from what I understand, there's an entire podcast based on me that goes on like every day. I've never seen one. I don't know anything about them. I pay no attention to any of this shit. So, I guess we'll see what he has to ask. But like I said, I am, to be honest, if this goes down, okay, which he says he's interested in it and he really wants to do it, okay, we just gotta lock in the time we're gonna do it. To be honest, this is the first time ever someone's reached out to me to just talk to me about it, rather than just, you know, saying, well, I'm just gonna watch the detractor stuff and get cheap clickbait views and make a lot of money on it, which is typically what he does, right? He actually offered to talk to me for real. Well, that's actually very, very interesting. No one else has ever said, okay, we'll give you that benefit of the doubt. If you remember, a very similar thing happened a few years ago, the Voice Critical, where he was constantly just watching the detractors clip me out of context and throw me on the internet in a negative light. I said, if the guy really has issue with me, he should talk to me. And then Voice Critical said, oh no, I don't do interviews or anything. Okay. If that's really how you want to handle it, you want to talk shit about someone, but you won't talk directly to them. Instead, you yell at them, you have a big audience, and you punch down, fine, I guess. The truth is, I don't think anyone's, gonna be like talking to me. Like, if Asmongold does this week with me, I don't think he's gonna be like, oh wow, so everything that detractors ever said is false, because that's not true. The things that the detractors say are true. It's just that they over-exaggerate them to sound important when they're not. Like, Phil begs for money on his streams. Well, do I ask for contributions? Yes, I do. Absolutely, I do. Do I get a little bit excited if I'm not hitting my goals? And do I get a little heated and ask for it a lot? Yes, sometimes I do. That's correct. Does anyone have a problem with it? Did you see people seeing my content? Saying, oh, what a heinous villain, we hate this man? Is there literally any stream at all where I just sit here and I say, okay, it's the Begathon. All we're gonna do today is talk about money, and I'm not gonna do any content for you. We're not gonna have a discussion, we're not gonna hang out, we're not going to play a game, we're not going to, just gonna sit here and say, give me money, give me money, give me money, give me money. Does that happen? But that's the thing, that's how they portray it. That's exactly how they portray it. It is completely unfair. So, if he asks me the question, are you an e-beggar? Yeah, indeed I am. Anyone who's a streamer who relies on crowdfunding and has to ask for it, has goals, and think they're technically e-beggars. Yes. Do I sit here all day? Is that the end-all be-all of who I am? No. Is that what I want to do? No. But that's how I make a living. That's not how I started. I started as an on-demand video creator for many years, from the years of 2008 all the way through 2017, so almost a decade. I wasn't an interactive streamer that had goals and asked for contributions on a stream. I had to change my model when my channel was destroyed by trolls and false copyright strikes, when YouTube kept changing the algorithm. All these factors contributed and kind of destroyed my on-demand video business, and there's not much I could really do about that. So, what do you want me to do? Just give up? No, I'm not gonna fucking give up. I'm gonna fight. I wanna do what I love, and my things have gotten way better. Ever since I became an interactive streamer, in my opinion, it's a better situation. So, I don't see what the problem is, But that's the problem. Oh, he e-begs, so he's the devil. No, everyone does it, you fucking idiots. Everyone does, literally. There's people who do it way more than I do, and way harder than I do. Yet, they're okay. But I'm not. Because I'm DSP, and I always have to be the butt of the joke, and the one who does it the worst somehow, even though I don't. But that's the joke. The running joke is that DSP was always the worst gamer. He was the laziest content creator. You can't say that anymore. Definitely can't say that anymore, because now I have all the high-end stuff, great graphics in my videos, my equipment, everything looks good, sounds good, nearly state-of-the-art shit here. So you can't say that I'm the lazy guy who just doesn't put effort in anymore. So now, what's the next thing you move into? That's the thing, it's just always a constant moving of the goalposts. So I'm curious what he wants to talk about, honestly. I know what he wants to talk about. Besides bringing up specific detractor stuff, I know he said he thought I was banned from Twitch, and I'm not. And he wanted to know, he saw that I shut down my Twitch channel. He wants to know why I did. Got a great explanation and story of that. You know what I mean? I do, absolutely. So he would like that story. Cause I know he's no huge fan, he streams on Twitch. He is not a big fan of Twitch. He criticizes heavily stuff that Twitch does all the time. And rightfully so. You gotta admit the guy has balls, because he is on Twitch. It's his major source of income, right? Yet, He criticizes them. He calls them out for their shit. That's great. The man actually has principles and values and balls, and respect that. Oh, he doesn't stream on Twitch at all anymore? I thought he co-streamed. I guess I'm mistaken. So you get, I don't know. I thought that he still streamed on Twitch and on Kick. You're saying he only streams on Kick now? Even better. Even friggin' better. Seriously. He set up a Reddit thread for people to submit questions. Are you shocked? The guy does not watch my content 24/7, so he's gonna have the same idiots posting the same questions over and over. It's gonna be the same exact questions, and he's gonna get the same answers. You know what I mean? Like earlier, someone said, "Well, aren't you afraid of what he's gonna ask you?" Like what? WWE champions, which I've already fully talked about, and all I'm gonna do is reiterate the exact same thing again. Or maybe I should be afraid that he's gonna bring up that I eBay. Or maybe I should be afraid that I'm a bad gamer or something. Boys, you gonna bring up the fucking Derek thing for the millionth time. Who gives a fuck? I don't care about any of that shit. Go ahead, ask away. Right? Ask away on the nonsense. It doesn't bother me at all. Trust me, if I had anything to hide, I would not be streaming every single day. Publicly. In an open public forum like I do. Oh, 220, you're talking about something from 100 years ago. You're talking about something from 2019. It's 2025. So 220 asked me, he says, the other day, I guess it was last week or 2 weeks ago on the stream, we're talking about the past. They're talking about how when I got married, in 2019, that my parents had offered to pay for a honeymoon. So that we could go on one. And I said, no, I have to decline because no, if you're gonna help us financially, I need to pay my taxes. Like at that point, I was so financially distraught, I needed to pay the back taxes or else I wasn't gonna be able to even to get on like my plans, the IRS would come after me. So I needed help with that more importantly than a honeymoon. Today, to be honest, I could go on a honeymoon. I can afford it. It's just that we can't because we're in a life situation that we didn't really expect was gonna happen. Kat and I never thought that things would turn around. Okay, now this is gonna sound crazy to some, or I don't know how this will come across, but in truth, we thought I was gonna be stuck in a rut, financially distraught, forever, and that we were just gonna have to live with it. That we were never gonna be able to afford pretty much anything. That we would just be kind of getting by. That's how we thought it was gonna be. Okay, so we didn't plan on ever having enough to go on a honeymoon, to ever be able to do anything around the house, nothing, you know? And so, now things are different, but the thing is we built up a life that isn't really appropriate to be able to do the things that now we wanted to do before. Like, can't go on a honeymoon. Why? Well, we have a cat, and that cat has lived with us for around 6+ years, non-stop, full-time. Has never been around other humans. The humans that it's been around, it hates. Jasper Kitty is so antisocial with anyone but us. We've had people come by the house just to visit, friends, people who come by to do maintenance and stuff. He loses it. He freaks out. He starts hissing. He cries. He hides under the bed. He does not want to be apart from us. And even on a day out that we have, when we come home, you can tell that he's messed up. Like, he only wants to interact with us. And that's that's on us. We adopted him. Knowing this, like when we adopted him, or I should say rescued, because he actually had him from a shelter. We were told, number one, he's frunky clawed. He has to be an all-day indoor cat, can never go outside because he can't defend himself. And also that he had been in a situation where basically people weren't wanting to adopt him because he was a needy cat and he also could only be indoors. So because of that, he had been at the shelter for a long time, like several months, and no one had adopted him because we didn't understand it. Like, he looks perfectly healthy. He's a great-looking cat. Why would no one want it? And that's what we were told, like, no one wants it because of these things. We were like, well, that fits our lifestyle perfect. We don't want him to be an outdoor cat. Our house is big. He can have a nice, awesome lit life inside of our home exclusively. They'll be safe. And we don't have any money to really go anywhere or do anything, so we could be home all the time to take care of it. So we took on that responsibility. That's on us, okay? But now it's like, whoa, so now look at how things have changed in the last few years for the better. Like, what a complete flip. That things are now better. We can, you know, like I said, in the last year, all these things in our house that we've updated, our washer, dryer, completely redid one of the bathrooms. Not physically like, you know, renovations, but like refurnished it, well, all new shit for it, okay? We've upgraded several things in the house that we could, because we could afford to, and we wanted to. And they were falling apart, but like, we can afford this shit now. I put fans, I put a fan here and a fan in my dining room. You know, we've had other things installed as well, all because we can afford it now, which is amazing. Never did we think we'd be able to do this stuff. So now we start thinking about, Bart, what do we want to do next? And we did. We sat down this year. We were like, do we want to go on a trip? Do we want to go on a honeymoon? And we're like, we can. Like, we legit can, because of Jasper Kitty. Because we looked into it, and do they do room and board for cats? Yes, but we've seen some of these cats in room and board. A lot of them are terrified. Like, we actually went and visited one of the places. Some of these cats, if you tell, they're like traumatized because they're away from their families. And they probably never have been before. And we don't want to put them in that position. And we even looked into having someone come by the house for an extended period of time, maybe like a week or two, and like cat sit for him. And we had this person come by the house to meet him. He freaked. He literally ran and hid under the bed for 3 hours straight and wouldn't come out till he wouldn't even meet the person. We gave blood and breath. He wouldn't eat the food. Yeah, it's messed up. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's our fault. I take the blame on this one. I can't be like, oh, I blame the cat and angry Jasper. No, we are the ones who took in this responsibility. Okay? So we are the ones that have to live with the consequence. So we're gonna be with Jasper, you know, as long as we can be. We hope that he has a long, healthy life. At this point, he's probably more than halfway through his life, to be honest. We've had him for around 6-ish years-ish. You know, I always forget the exact time period, but we actually can adopt him. But, you know, they don't even know how old he is when we adopted him. They said he could be 2, he could be 3, he could be 4, we don't know. We assume he's around 3 and a half. So he's getting up there, and he's probably maybe around 9-10 years old-ish. And cats don't live super long. You know, not to say that we ever want to lose him, but we know we're going to eventually. That's just a fact of life. And that maybe when that happens, that's when we actually start to do stuff for ourselves. Like maybe see, can we go on a trip or whatever? But for now, that's on us. I don't blame Jasper Kitty. That's a decision we made. We assumed things were never going to get better. And, you know, kind of sad. Maybe that's just a really depressing thing to say. Like, we actually were so bad off, we never thought that things would get better. So we took on responsibilities that now we're kind of locked into, and there's nothing we can do. And let me tell you also, we are very responsible pet parents, where we hate to hear about pets that aren't treated like family members, pets that are treated like pieces of property, like, oh, who cares? Go fucking just ship off the pet for 2-3 weeks, and they come back, the pet's traumatized. Who gives a shit? Just a dog, it's just a cat. No, we care. You know, we don't have kids. Jasper is kind of like our son. I mean, he's our fur baby, as they say, right? So, what can you do? Right? It's his life. For the record, I do have relatives who have left cats at home. Let me put it this way, I'm not gonna say names or anything. Because yeah, I know how these fucking weirdo people are on the internet. They'll stalk down my fucking relatives and shit. So I have a relative who had a cat. The family decided they were gonna go on a vacation, and they were gonna leave the cat home for a few days, roughly a week, but they were gonna have someone come by and periodically fill the water bowl, fill its food, do that kind of stuff. They did. That's exactly what they did. They said, well, you know, we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna do it. So they did. And when they came back from this week trip, they discovered that the cat had destroyed the house. Now, their cat actually still had claws. You know, Jasper is fronty clawed, but their cat still had claws. The cat had destroyed the house, completely, like, wrecked the furniture. Any furniture could get it. It was so upset that they had left it behind, destroyed the entire house, vomit, piss, shit everywhere throughout the entire home. Okay? Because again, you abandoned me. What did I do wrong? Why did you abandon me? That's how the cat felt. And from then on, now let me put it this way, the cat lived and stuff, but the cat from then on stopped actually being, like, as affectionate with family. Like, the cat actually kind of became almost like a loner and didn't want to really interact with the family because it was basically upset that the family had left it for a whole week. Yes, there were multiple litter boxes throughout the hall. There was food, there was water. They had a person coming by every couple days to check on the cat, refeed the food, the water, everything. The cat was upset. See what I mean, like? I get it. People are like, well, you know, you put your life on hold for your cat. You're right. I agree with you that it is kind of a messed up situation, but we love Jasper enough that we treat him like that. You know what I mean? Like the legit, that's 100% what we haven't talked about going on a trip. We've thought about what we would want to do. We've thought about places we would want to go, activities we would want to do, and things. We actually have talked about some stuff that in the future, when we get to that point, what we maybe want to do. So we have some good ideas and everything, but we can't do it now, you know, or just stop. Keep in mind, every pet is different. Every cat is different. There's cats that literally don't care. Seriously, there's cats that be like, go ahead. There's cats that are chilled cats and don't want anything to do with their owners at all. They just want food, you know? Then there's cats that are way more affectionate. Jasper is 100% the over-the-top affectionate kind of cat, where he always wants to be with one of us. If he's not with me, he wants to be with Cat or vice versa. He doesn't like to be alone. I mean, yeah, there's days when we both go out and leave him at home. Nothing you can do about that. But you can tell he doesn't like it. And he always wants to be the life of the party. He always wants to be involved in anything we're doing. If we're on the couch sitting there together, he's laying there with us. If Cat's making dinner, he's there with her. He stays with her and actually stands by me while she's making dinner. Like, that's how he is. So, very incredibly social cat. And that's what I mean, like, to take that away from him, put him in a situation where he'd be extended period of time either alone or with a stranger he doesn't know, or put him in the room with bored somewhere outside of the house who's never been there. You know, it's just not right, you know. Every cat's different. Every dog is different, you know. But that's just the situation we're in. Of course, here come people who actually make fun of us for it. Well, go ahead. If you think that that's fucked up, you know, you want to be a messed up person, you know, sorry that we don't want to be horribly insensitive to our pet. We decided to adopt. We took on the responsibility of being parents for. And we actually want to do the right thing by that pet, because we took on that level of responsibility for the rest of that pet's life, you know. Here's the hilarious part about this, right? The same people who say, oh, what a loser, what a wimp DSP and Cat are, because they won't go on a vacation and leave their cat behind and put in a room and board. These are the same people that when I refused to do a $300 to $400 blood test, because the vet was just recommending it, but didn't tell us why he needed it, and I declined. I said, no, I'm not paying $400 for a blood test when he has nothing wrong with him. You don't care about your cat. You didn't drop $400 for a blood test. So on the one hand, you see, I don't care about my cat enough. On the other hand, I care about my cat too much, right? So that's why I don't give a fuck what these idiots say. I don't. We take care of Jasper how we see fit, and that we're happy with that. Like I said, maybe in the future, we will look to go on a real honeymoon. It's not a matter of money at this point, it's a matter of means. We don't have the means to have our cat taken care of. So Darkside Jasper gifted 2 subs over on Kick. Thank you to Darkside Jasper for the 2 gifteds. Thank you for that. We're now up to 170 of support tonight for Truck Sim. You guys are awesome. Oh, that vet 100% was proven to be a ripoff. We complained. The manager of the vet called us. We told him exactly what happened. The vet agreed with us. And then we never went back. But here's the problem with a lot of the vets out here. A lot of the vets out here are not necessarily like a business that you work at full time. A lot of them are kind of like the people who work there are part-time workers. That's not their full place of employment. A lot of them like go around doing vet work at different places all throughout the state. And so that was the case with this vet we were going to, is that this person who was treating Jasper that day was not a full-time employee, was someone who they had like contracted to do work. And we were very upset with the way that we were treated there for multiple reasons. It wasn't just that they were recommending expensive blood work for no reason, but also the fact that, either way, I turned off the cruise control. I don't know why we're going so fast. There was also the fact that they were basically ignoring us. They had us waiting in the waiting room forever. They never even allowed us into a room with Jasper. The entire time we were sitting in the waiting room, we're like, why are we out in the waiting room? We're at the vet. Other people are going into rooms. Because we were there for a more routine visit with Jasper, they wouldn't even let us into a room. So we just sat for like 2 hours in the fucking front hallway, right? What are we sitting here for? What is going on here? This is not good. Look, why are we stopped? Look at this. No. So yeah, so basically we just had generally an insanely bad experience at this vet. And we contacted the vet after the fact to complain, and we were like, we don't understand why we were treated like this. Like, we've been to this vet before, and we were treated completely differently. We were let into, an actual waiting room with Jasper Kitty. We were, treated with respect. Our concerns were actually listened to and addressed, about certain things. This vet was completely dismissive of everything we had to say about Jasper, or anything we had to say about anything. They were just, not listening to us whatsoever, and instead just say, well, we think that you should have a $400 blood test because you never had one here before. Like, you're right, because we don't want to pay $400 for a test if he's not sick. Why would we pay $400 for a test if he's not sick? Oh, it's just something you should do. Okay, for what? What have you seen that he needs a $400 blood test? And they couldn't answer the question, but they just kept pushing it like a salesperson. Pushing this $400 blood test on it. So quite frankly, again, since these workers were full-time employees, I have a feeling that they were just trying to get, how can I say, they were trying to get some kind of either commission or get pat on the back for, oh, wow, you actually got someone to do that blood test. You made us a lot of money here today or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's pretty messed up. And, quite frankly, we were not happy. Like I said, we complained after the fact, and we talked to the person who apparently is supposed to be in charge of the whole business. And we explained the situation, and they agreed with us. They said, sounds bad, sounds like you were actually not treated well. Probably the vet was having a bad day. They're not a full-time employee of ours. We're gonna speak with them about this. We're sorry it happened, and we're gonna make sure that if you come back, you never deal with that vet ever again. Okay, well, we're not coming back. And we never did. We now go to another vet that's much better. Haha, we don't deal with that shit again. We're not gonna be treated like that. And for the record, because, retarded people on the internet say dumb shit, after that, because it was, after that, Jasper actually did have a reason to go to another vet. He's had on and off urinary tract issues his whole life. And he was having a problem, probably a UTI, and we took him to the vet. And at that point, the vet did recommend blood work. We said, because he's here and he has an issue, let's do the blood work. And we did get the blood work at that point because it was warranted. And the good news is they tested him. They said, yeah, he actually has nothing additional really going on, which was great, and that they actually cured the UTI and told us how to make it so he never has it again. And it's been almost 2 years and he has not had a UTI once. So, what a difference from we go to one vet, we explain, hey, here's our concerns. Our cat has on and off UTIs. We'd like help with that. If you could tell us what to do or whatever. And the vet ignored that completely. Didn't help us with it whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. Just ignored it. We talked about that. And instead pushed the $400 blood test. Versus went to the other vet. The vet treated us with respect. We got to a waiting room right away. Inspected Jasper, found the problem, gave us the medicine we needed, told us how to change his diet to fix the problem, and then it was like a complete night and day situation. You don't mind paying money to someone who actually cares and does a good job, That's correct. There's special food for them, and that's what he's on right now. He has a special diet, and the diet has completely cured the problem. He has not had it since, and it's much better. But you're up to 175 of support with just about an hour left. Now, guys, here's the deal. If you guys hit another goal tonight, we are locking in that tomorrow I'm doing DSP Tries It, Arby's, Thanksgiving Gobbler Sandwich, as they're calling it, the Thanksgiving Gobbler, and the apple pie shake. I'll probably get something else. I don't know if I'll get a side. I don't know if I'll get one of their burgers, because when I got the burger last time, I was absolutely blown away how good it was. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. But, I would sure like to lock it in. We are $25 into this next goal. If we get a rally and we can hit it tonight. Nasty Man, you did a $5 super chat, says DSP Tries It. Revisit episode of Cooking with the King. That's not what DSP Tries It is. Don't drop the bread this time making breakfast sandwiches. DSP Tries It is not Cooking with the King. For the record, Cooking with the King ended like 13, 14 years ago. Seriously, it did. I don't know why you guys still ask for it. I'm never going back to it. You guys should keep it. I'm never going to go back and cook in a kitchen. I don't cook. I'm not a cook. I don't aspire to be a cook. I don't want to cook. I don't want to film in my kitchen. I told you that the content is limited to this room, right? I don't want to do that, what you're saying. But I get it that people still have nostalgia for those videos, but I'm not going back to them.